Support for Steppin Out is made possible by Yes Portrait. New Orleans portrait artist Pragati Dar specializes in personal portraits in oil or pencil. She uses her many years of experience to bring her portraits to life. More information is available at yesportrait.com.
Support for this program comes from the French Market District, 6 historic blocks of retail and dining in the French Quarter. They offer a variety of shopping and dining experiences, complete with live music and local produce, artwork, jewelry, and gifts, open daily. Find special event and parking information at frenchmarket.org.
I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. We are coming to you from our studios near City Park. Seated at our table tonight, local artist Jose Torres-Tama, also performance artist as well, here to discuss his book and exhibit, New Orleans Free People of Color and Their Legacy at La Musée. That's the Free People of Color Museum, and you've got a special symposium too. Welcome.
That's right. It's coming up this weekend.
Yay, hey. Poppy Tooker, yay, host of the WWNO radio program Louisiana Eats, and we are so glad you're with us as always on WWNO and statewide too.
And this weekend starting on Red River Radio.
Congratulations, congratulations. And making his Steppin Out debut, Gunnery Sergeant Jeffrey Frank. He is the small ensemble leader of the Marine Corps Band New Orleans, and we'll hear more about his group. We'll also be hearing 2 Sousa marches tonight. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Great,
Thank you.
Welcome. And Alan Smason, he's back, editor of the online Crescent City Jewish News, and we should say the award-winning. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
So great. Well, we'll start off with Poppy, of course.
Well, first we have to talk about a very wonderful event tomorrow night for a very good cause. Chef Carl Shabhut, who has been the chef for quite some time at Cafe Adelaide, young man, family man, unfortunately discovered he had stomach cancer. And so they're having a benefit for him tomorrow night called Kicking Cancer in the Gut. And I'll tell you what, it's great to party for a good reason like that. It's only $75 at the Cannery. There's all sorts of restaurants who have come to the occasion. Of course, Commanders, Cafe Adelaide, Sobu, Patois, Le Petit Grocery, Toup's Meadery, Atchafalaya, Emerald's, Redfish Grill, Mr. B's, and the Bourbon House will all be there. But the thing to really get excited about, besides the food, unbelievable silent auction items. You can go bar hopping with their famous bartenders, Lou Brow, Abigail Guello, and Farrell Dugas. But how about this, Peg? They're auctioning off dinner with Ella and Dottie Brennan in their home prepared by Tori. Oh my goodness, that's going to go for a boatload of money. Dinner with Ella and Dottie, that's a once in a lifetime. So blow all your money tomorrow night at this wonderful charitable event because there's summer specials all over town. First of all, at Sobu and Cafe Adelaide, every day they have happier hour. And what makes it happier? Well, that's because everything's priced between $3 and $6, and it goes on from 3 until 6 p.m.
Wow.
And then a lot of people may not have heard about the Commander's Special. In the first hour of dinner service, for $20, you get 2 appetizers and a cocktail. Well, that's a summer dinner. And brunch with a hatitude. You wear a hat, and they don't mean baseball caps, to brunch Saturday or Sunday, and you get complimentary martinis.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Now, this is something I'd never heard of before. August is Grape Nuts. They're selected wines that were handpicked by the sommelier, Dan Davis, half off during the entire month for as long as they last. So go in early August, and you must mention the secret password, Grape Nuts, when you make the reservation in order to have access to this super secret special list. And then, of course, year-round, always 25-cent martinis during lunch at all of their restaurants, Commanders, Cafe Adelaide, and Sobu. Then we're going to go uptown to Magazine Street, where Dominique is running his early bird specials between 5:30 and 6:30 in the evening. Now, there you get 3 courses for $30, and you get 2 choices, and this is now through August. So to give you an idea, 3 choices, the 3-course dinner, start off with, how about chilled royal red shrimp, served with a roasted tomato remoulade. How about, well, you could have seared Gulf fish. I'm picking the crispy Colorado lamb salad. And dessert, panchatula, strawberry panna cotta. There's a great happy hour with $5 top shelf spirits. $5 specials that are his garden fresh tropical bites, and this is completely separate from the 3-course dinner. And you can get garden fresh basil wraps with jumbo royal red shrimp, those shrimp from Florida. You can get every day, he's doing a different ceviche or a crudo. I'm picking the charred rare Wagyu beef tartare. And how about a maple leaf duck confit taco? And there's great sommelier specials. There's so many things on special at Dominique's. It's incredible. And then, one of my favorites, all during the summer until August, Brightston's early evening menu. And Frank serves for between 5:30 and 6:30 a $28 menu that is just rocking with some of his very best food on it. You can get gumbo, crab and corn soup, kala, dirty boys if you're missing those from out on Jefferson Highway. Then for your entree, you can get catfish and grits or seafood stuffed eggplant or, oh my goodness, the panade veal parmesan with the spaghetti bordelaise. And then $5 upcharge, grilled Gulf fish with shrimp and crab meat bordelaise. How about that? And dessert, always, bread pudding, pecan pie. Go see Frank.
Just in case somebody's forgotten what Dirty Boys is, you better tell us.
A dirty boy, Poppy's favorite thing. You can email me for the recipe, as a matter of fact. It's a pistolette stuffed with all of that meaty goodness that goes into dirty rice. Stuffed inside. Yum!
All right, we don't want any
recipe.
cliffhangers here, just in case. All right. And we turn to our music side here, and we are so fortunate to have the Marine Corps Band in New Orleans, but the band is actually many bands within one, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, they are. We're primarily the concert band and marching band, you know, from Mardi Gras parades that people see around. But we also have smaller groups within the group. And we have a rock band, we have a jazz band, we have a brass quintet that you're going to see here a little bit, and then we also have woodwind quintet and things like that.
Well, you've got some upcoming with the complete band, and then some subgroups over the next few days. You at City Park and on the North Shore. We'll be showing full screens. But I'm particularly intrigued by the July 3rd event at City Park as well, because it's going to be 2 concerts in one.
It's going to be a great event. Our rock band's going to start it off at 5:30, and then at 7:30 our concert band will take it over and play up until the fireworks.
Yeah, so you
that night.
kick off this Sunday with at Trinity, and that's always a great opportunity. Yes, then on the North Shore in Slidell. So you're going to be all over the place in the next few days,
yes,
aren't you?
Quite busy.
Now, what I like also back to City Park here is that you bring sort of BYO your own stage, don't you? It's sort of a shell. Is it inflatable?
We are self-sufficient, yes. It kind of blows up right there in front of you and creates its own concert setting. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it really is. Now, how long have you been in charge of the small ensemble band?
For this organization here, Marine Corps Band New Orleans, I've been here since last July, so about a year. And this is my 7th duty station. I've been around different bands within the Marine Corps, and I've been doing a small ensemble leader since 2002.
Well, I think a lot of folks don't realize that everybody has to be ready to go to war if need be, and God forbid. So everybody is ready to do that.
We are Marines first, yes, ma'am.
Absolutely, absolutely. You've had some special moments in your own career.
I have. I've had the opportunity to perform when I was out in California, President Reagan's funeral when he passed. I've also performed for Super Bowls and many other dignitaries around in my duties. So.
Well, we're glad you're here. And tell us what we're going to hear first.
You're going to hear the Washington Post March by John Philip Sousa.
Very good. Well, let's take a look. All right. Terrific, and we'll hear a little bit more from the quintet as we close our show a little bit later. Thank you so much, and now we turn to Jose. Now, Jose, multifaceted kind of guy. You are a performance artist, but you're also very much a visual artist with your concentration on the free people of color in New Orleans for the past few years, huh?
Yes, many people don't know, but I studied fine arts in college, and I also studied at the Art Students League in New York. I've been living in New Orleans for some time, but I'm grateful to have studied with a really brilliant master, Robert Beverly Hale. So my expertise is really portraiture, and I teach through the education programs at the Ogden. And we have New Orleans Free People of Color and their legacy, which is the exhibit right now at Le Musée du FPC, and FPC stands for Free People of Color. So I began this project back in 2002. It took about 5 years to develop the portrait series with the support of the Ogden, and it's now an Ogden Museum traveling exhibit at Le Musée du FPC, and this is the cover of the book that the Ogden Museum published with my version of Marie Laveau. And yes, and we're grateful again. The funding from the Joe Mitchell Foundation will be signing this book that was co-authored with Keith Weldon Medley. And he wrote all the biographies, including people like C.C. Antoine, free man of color, who was the second lieutenant governor during Reconstruction's second man of color. Also captain of the very well-known Free Man of Color Infantry. And Henriette Delille, who's being considered right now by the Vatican for actual canonization.
Absolutely.
She's gone through beautification, and this is my version. These are based on archival photographs that I searched and I found, right? So Dr. Louise Charles Roudanez, Free Man of Color, who actually published the original Tribune, and it's going to be celebrating its 150th year. In 1864, it was published in July. An incredible progressive newspaper during that time, right? A doctor who came back, born in St. James Parish, came back, trained in France, came back, and became an activist as well. So these are some of the people that are featured, and historical giants, really, quite amazing. Marie Couvent, epic story, brought here in the late 1700s as a slave child of 7 years old from New Guinea, and then eventually marries Bernard Couvent, a free man. She becomes a free woman of color who owned properties, and we must remember that it's not known well, but free women of color were the first women to own property in these United States. She goes and becomes a philanthropist and turns over her property at the corner of Dauphine and Thoreau, where La Peniche is, right there, to become a free Catholic school for the indigent orphans of the Faubourg Marigny. It gets established in 1848.
And there's a school named after her now, too, isn't there?
Yes.
Now, you've got a special event coming up with Keith.
Absolutely. So Keith Weldon Medley, whose book was very instrumental, We as Free Men, Plessy versus Ferguson. He'll be signing that book, and we'll be talking about this special collaboration between a historian and a visual artist like myself. We refer to this project as a visual history project. And the Creole Symposium happening this weekend.
And that's going to be at La Musée,
At
isn't
Le Musée,
it?
yes.
Okay, we'll be showing that in just a second. And here are some of your other wonderful
Dunbar-Nelson, an incredible scholar. Yeah, so I couldn't do really justice to her beauty. Very well-known poet, and eventually moved with the suffrage movement in Maryland. So the Creole Symposium happening this weekend, 3 to 5 p.m. It's free and open to the public. We welcome folks to come to Le Musée du FPC, and it's a regal new house museum, a couple of doors down from the Degas House, that has an incredible collection founded by Beverly McKenna, who's also the publisher of the Tribune. And they have materials there such as archival documents, including the kind of document that free people of color had to carry on their person to prove that they were legally free. I mean, this is amazing. In addition to the fact that they had late 1700s, early 1800s paintings of free people of color.
Now tell us about yourself. What's up for you the next few months? I know you're working on another book, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully, within the next few months, I'll be touring, right, with my piece, Aliens, Immigrants, and Other Evildoers. Most people know me for my performance work, but this project, this visual arts project, is very close to me. The other project that we have coming up is, in terms of visual arts, is a project that's also related to a book that we're working on with University Lafayette Press called Hard Living in the Big Easy, Latino Immigrants and Reconstruction.
Well, good luck with everything, and I look forward to coming out. And you can come back and tell us about it,
Absolutely.
too.
We welcome folks to come out to Le Musée.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Chi Allen, welcome back. You've just gotten back from Israel.
That's right.
And you have a new issue of Crescent City Jewish News
Crescent
coming in.
Crescent City Jewish News, the best of edition, is coming up this week, coming up Monday, and I wanted to mention it because July 4th was going to be
right. We don't have a show next
yeah.
week. We'll be back on the 11th, but you have some sort of bad news from
You
Broadway.
know, some wonderful people through the years have gone, and unfortunately, Broadway's lights were dimmed a little bit. This not literally, but at least in our hearts, when we learned of the death, of course, of Eli Wallach. Many people, of course, know him as a film actor, but he actually got his start on Broadway back in 1945 and won his very first Tony Award in 1951 for Tennessee Williams's The Rose Tattoo opposite Maureen Stapleton.
And came here many times for the Tennessee Williams
So we wanted to
Festival.
mention that. And the other thing, of course, sadly to report is Mary Rogers Guttell. That's the daughter of Richard Rogers, and of course was in charge of the Rodgers and Hammerstein organization. Also the mother of Adam Guttell, the wonderful composer in his own right as well. So again, sadly, we had to report those two things. But let's bring it a little closer to home, because there is a Broadway theater connection that we're going to talk about here in New Orleans. It's a theater workshop that we have that's starting up in July, and now is the time to get signed up for this. This is done with Jessica Hartman, who's been on with us before, and Brian Batt has participated with this, and we hope that he will again. It's going to be July the 28th through August the 1st at NOCA, and what more appropriate place to have kids learn how to be actors and performers on stage with actual Broadway theater people. Now, Jessica has the distinction of being the person who taught Hugh Jackman how to tap dance. Okay, so she did real well with that.
That looks good on the resume, doesn't it?
Yes. and again, she's got a lot of experience. They're going to bring a lot of people from Broadway to New Orleans, so we wanted to mention that, and this is a great opportunity for all the youngsters who get signed up. So do that as well as you can, as quickly as you can. Wanted to move on, though, to something I think you got to see, Peggy, was Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes.
And again, I'm going to have a review on that the next time we're out, hopefully before they close, but I'm going to see it tonight, as a matter of fact. But I wanted to mention that they are having this. This is at the Lupin Theater at Tulane University. And again, it's the Bard's wonderful, I guess you might call it the wonderful sequences that he has in the woods.
And some
the
extra
pastorals.
special effects. I look forward to your thoughts on it.
I can't imagine what it is, but we'll see what exactly goes on with that. That'll be happening. And also coming up in July, we wanted to mention that there's a brand new show by Jonathan Maris Productions. We mentioned, of course, that Jonathan is now at the WYES Theater. He's the artistic producer there. Linda Ronstadt, everybody knows of her and some of the problems she's going through now health-wise, but of course she was a wonderful singer since their mid-60s with different drum and of course all the different things she did on stage. But they're having a tribute to her with Dorian Rush. And here's a picture of Dorian. You can see what she kind of looks like for this True Blue Bayou is what it's called, a Linda Ronstadt tribute.
Wow.
And I think she
really
is
does.
transformed there, don't you?
Yeah.
Dorian is such a great singer in her own right. But again, if you like Linda Ronstadt, if you like all the songs that she did, you'll probably get a kick out of this. This is going to be Thursday night through Saturday, starting up on July the 17th through the 26th. And again, I think that should be of great import. People who like the music and like Dorian will be able to get both of their I guess you might call it their peaks tweaked there, whatever, their little treat there. Also, coming up, we're going to have a few things that are going to be on stage for the first time here in New Orleans. The Shadowbox Theater is going to be presenting something I've seen already called Dying City by Christopher Shin. Those of you who don't know, it's a story about a woman whose husband is killed in action in Iraq, and again, might be of some interest to our Marine people who are here. It is a story that talks about Iraq. It talks about people who dedicate themselves and sacrifice themselves for the country. She gets a visit by her, unexpectedly, I guess you might say, by her twin brother, Peter. And very interesting play. It talks a lot about different aspects of having to deal with and carrying on after a death in the family. And again, Monica Harris is in that. There she is. Also, Matt Story, who's done such a wonderful job in a short time as well. Also coming up, we'll mention that's going to be the Shadowbox again. Coming up, though, at another venue, which is the Mid-City Theater, we have something called the Human Buffet. And you might recognize some of the players there, Janet Shea and Margot Fanning, Paulette Crane, and Andy Reid. They're going to be taking part in this particular production, which is going to be starting up on, I guess, starting up the 13th of July. Yeah, so we'll look at that. And then again, that's going to be running through the 13th of July. Okay. And then opening tonight without any further ado, Say Amen. This is the newest play by Anthony Bean. It's not only written by him, it's going to be starring Kim Cherie and veteran performer Roscoe Reddix Jr. It's an original gospel play, and those of you who know Kim Cherie know she's already a performer in her own right. She does great gospel stuff.
Okay, thank you so much, Alan. And now it's time for our artist spotlight. Tonight we are featuring the painting titled Leaning, and it's by Ozoklas Ozols. Originally from Latvia, Ozols founded the New Orleans Academy of Fine Arts. His work is part of the group invitational exhibit, Drawn, Exploring the Line. That's on view through July 13th at the Garden District Gallery. And visit gardendistrictgallery.com for more information. That's right there on Washington Avenue. Visit WYES.org to see our online calendar, and you can see our program on demand on our website too. New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Jackie Galan gave us the names of 2 restaurants known for their catfish. One is located near Bayou des Allemands, the other near Lake Maurepas, Spars and Middendorf's. Now, tonight's question. Name 2 parishes that were named after signers of the Declaration of Independence. Email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes: a Louisiana Life magazine subscription, a gift certificate for 2, courtesy of Vianne's Tea House, offering their culinary and gourmet tea experience. Tonight, we have a T-shirt as worn by WYES staffer Steve Golombisky with the message "Legalize Pot Pie" from our friends at wearablevegetables.com. And now our picks. Jose, a quick pick.
Hale Woodruff's murals at the Tallahassee College at the New Orleans Museum of Art through September 4th.
Great, thank you. Poppy.
Sorry to elbow in on you, Alan, but there's a barbecue dinner performance of the complete history of America, abridged on July 3rd at Teatro Wigo. Sounds like fun.
That's all right.
Jeffrey.
Marine Corps Band New Orleans is going to be performing at Champion Square November 9th for the Saints game.
All right, go good. Alan.
Who dat? All right. The Victory Bells. How more patriotic than to see the Victory Bells on July the 4th at the Rivertown Theaters. They're going to be performing the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And again, show is at 7 o'clock at night and 2 p.m. on matinees.
Okay, great. And now my picks. New Orleans Ballet Theater's 10th anniversary performance, and that's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Loyola University's Roussel Hall. Tickets are $20, and you can call 528-3800 to purchase them. Little Gem Saloon hosts an evening to celebrate Evan Christopher, that wonderful clarinetist. It's his 3rd CD, Django a la Creole, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Visit littlegemsaloon.com for more on that. Fairgrinds Coffee House, they are featuring stand-up comedy once again with Mike Strecker, Peter Gabb, and Chris Champagne. And that's Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Looking ahead, the Britannia Theater will be screening the Beatles film, A Hard Day's Night. That's next weekend. Beatles expert Bruce Spicer will be talking after each of those showings. Tickets are $15 and can be purchased at Britannia.com. Happy 4th of July. Steppin Out returns July 11th with guitarist Christian Surpass. Thank you all very much. And what are we going to hear to close us out?
We're going to hear the Liberty Bell March.
Wonderful. Thank you all very much, and thank you all for being here. Good night.
Support for Steppin Out is made possible by Yes Portrait. New Orleans portrait artist Peggy Scott specializes in personal portraits in oil or pencil. She uses her many years of experience to bring her portraits to life. More information is available at yesportrait.com.
Support for this program comes from the French Market District, 6 historic blocks of retail and dining in the French Quarter. They offer a variety of shopping and dining experiences, complete with live music and local produce, artwork, jewelry, and gifts, open daily. Find special event and parking information at frenchmarket.org.